Hey everyone, guess what today is? It is time to make gnome soap. And I have a really great fragrance too that I'm going to show you guys. So let's get started. I'm going to do, I may be doing part soap and then I might want to do some cupcakes with it too. So let's get the lye water going into the oils and get started. All right, so the fragrance that I'm using today, I'm very excited about. It is Black Raspberry from Nurture Soap, and it smells great. I don't know why, I just thought I wanted something kind of zingy, and Black Raspberry sounded kind of fun for this one. So in it goes, and of course we'll save some for our frosting. Do anything that's too strong just because it'll give me an actual migraine if I do that. All right, so let me stop messing with this. It is mixed perfectly, and we are going to do 3 different colors here, okay? So we're going to do kind of just a swirl with the natural, and then we're going to do some blue and some green. And I want it to be mainly... We're going to do the natural with this. I didn't realize I had all of my containers in use, but whatever. So we're going to do part blue, part green, and part natural for this. This will be the natural. I want most of it to be green, I think. I'm just kind of deciding as I go. That's what I like about these. I actually have the design, but then I keep changing my mind. But this allows me a little flexibility. All right, so we're going to do this one with kind of like a lighter green base, and then there's going to be a little bit of dark green on top, and I'll show you what I mean when we get to the frosting. So let's go ahead and hit this one. I don't want to use too much of the wand mixer because I want to still be able to kind of create a swirl here. So we'll just do the rest with the spatula. All right, and then into this one, I'm going to do some of the natural base. And then we're gonna kind of leave that as like an in the pot swirl. All right, and then we're gonna do a little blue, not too dark, in this one. Bit of natural. Okay, so let's see if this achieves what I want it to. We're gonna get our molds. Give me 1 second and I'll be... So I'm gonna pour the green first. Ugh, such a messy soaper. You know what? I'm going to get this before I continue. I'm trying to make myself clean these things up as I go. I need to clean the side of this mold too. You'll notice I don't really fill it all the way to the top because I don't want my icing to be so tall. I'd like to start it down a little bit. When I make it so tall with these embeds, I can't even find shrink wrap bags to fit this. Swirl or mix, but I want them to kind of swirl a little bit just to get all of these colors, because this is what's going to be featured in the top, a little bit darker. Okay, so I will be back, guys. I need to mix up my frosting and I will be right with you. This is going to be a pretty colorful soap. So you can see I've got the blue and the green in the piping bag. I find piping to be so relaxing anymore. Super fun. And they're both coming out. You can see both colors coming through. Exactly what I want. And then when we put the little gnomes on top and get them all sparkled up, everything will be really pretty and colorful. But I wanted this blue and green kind of a backdrop, I guess. So it's a really busy week, and I'm still trying to get used to having a new schedule. And I also have a son getting ready to finish 8th grade. So we've got like 8th grade graduation and dance and another dance this weekend. And we're going away, all of the moms. And he's got like this core group of friends that he's had forever. And then the moms are all friends too. So we're actually taking them away for 4 days to the Poconos, and that's coming up. Right when they get back, they have a Hershey Park trip and then graduation and graduation dance. So we're all kind of scrambling to get clothes for everything for them, and it just sometimes can be a little hard. I have 3 sons. It can be a little hard to figure out outfits for that kind of thing at this age anyway. High school, obviously, they can just say what they want. Middle school's kind of like, I don't know, Mom. So we'll see. And my podcast is doing so well that I have a lot of interviews, and I made the decision to bring my writing back. I haven't shared this part of my background, but I used to do a lot of writing, and I've taught writing for many years. And I used to go to writers' conferences at the Algonquin Hotel with a group in New York City years ago. And I've written several books that didn't get published. Weren't quite there yet, but I went through the process of, trying to find a literary agent and so forth, and they were all fiction. But as anybody who writes knows, you really have to write some books that aren't quite ready to become a writer, I guess is the best way to say that. So anyway, I've got my old books under my belt and refined my craft a bit, and I've decided I would really like to take the podcast stories, the women's stories, and turn them into a book, include my own in there. And then I also have another kind of idea for the end that'll make it even more enticing to read and get inspiration from other women. So I'm really excited about it, but again, this is a kind of a big project that I'm going to work on a little at a time as I go through the interviews, and we'll see what happens. I hope it works out. But today you can self-publish, right? So I wouldn't mind even going that route if it became pretty difficult to get a traditional publisher, but I am going to go the traditional route first. Certainly had my experience with that and know what to do, and it's a whole different type of book. I have published also academically through my work at the university, so I have more of a platform now to get a literary agent, and I really, really want to tell these stories in a way that it's all together and quite possibly even becomes almost like a workbook for women to use as well. So I've got some big ideas. We'll see what happens, but I'm really excited that it's finally all coming together for me. I love my soap business, and I have no intention of stopping that anytime soon, of course. It's all part of it. This is part of my journey. It's part of my story. And you know, I love doing it. But that said, time has become really valuable for me. I just don't have as much time available as I used to. Really like this blue and green. All right, as I mentioned, I saved some because I have a couple of cupcakes made already that I didn't have enough frosting for before. And again, I don't want these gnomes to be too much of a high top, but I want one in the middle here. So let me do that. Because the gnome and the toadstool will kind of go on either side. So here we go. This will top these off. And they're still going to be super high, but that's fine. So since I have a community going in my Facebook group now and via email, my email list, you know, I think it would be a nice thing to be able to share. So I already have the little whoop dollop thing in the middle. And then I also have 2 other soaps I'm going to show you. Now these aren't going to have gnomes on them because I don't have enough gnomes, but we'll put another embed on there. Just use them as like a free gift, you know, with purchases, that kind of thing, and they look super cute. That there and there. You can kind of see the top here now. So we're going to get these going. All right, I'll put it right here so you can see up close. So these are the little toadstools. And a couple of them have kind of come apart, so I have to be careful with them because they're a little bit crumbly. There's the toadstools. And then we've got little gnomes. A red toadstool right here, and I kind of want to push it in. Can't see that very well. I'll have to start with the other side. I'll show you what I'm doing over here. I'm pushing in a little red toadstool, and they're all different colors. Some of them are green. And I'm going to do every other side so that I can fit them because they're a little bit thick, and I'll put gnomes on every other one. Super cute. An orange one, and I'll fill in with the gnomes. This one, same thing over here. And some of them I have to actually kind of glue back together because the soap dough I used is a little questionable. For the soap doughs. So what I'm noticing is that some of them want to kind of pop off. So I'm just going to put like the top of the mushroom and see how we do with that instead. Yeah, some of these are just, they've kind of crumbled a little bit, which is disappointing, but whatever. All right, now we have the gnomes. So this is what the gnomes look like, and they're all different colors. And I don't want them up too high because it's going to be too hard to cut. And I want to make sure the colors kind of go okay together. I have some purple ones. We'll do him in purple. We'll do... Just going to see what we can get out of these gnomes. Definitely am not using this soap dough again, or really even doing anything with my own soap dough, to be perfectly honest, because it's kind of a nightmare. Would not suggest. so we're gonna leave it there. It's hard to kind of see for you guys at your angle, but basically we've got a little toadstool in one and on one side and a gnome on the other side. So now we're gonna glitter them up. First I wanna give them a little bit of an alcohol spritz, and we're gonna hit it with a little gold glitter. This is one of the new ones from Nurture in the sprayer. Yeah, gold's good. Because they're pretty matte, the gnomes and the toadstools. I want them to have a little bit of a sheen. All right, so we're going to do some gold, and then we're going to do a little bit of the iridescent white. Again, this is more of like a kind of a crumbly glitter. When I cut them, because the soap dough is a little more fragile than I'd like it to be.